This man spent his entire life driving a taxi. People thought he was crazy, but when they found out how much money he had hidden away, everyone was stunned. They couldn't believe that he was a multimillionaire all along. This is the unbelievable story of the taxi driver who fooled the whole world. The year was 1950 in New York City. The cab driver was called Samuel Ortiz, and he was a regular guy just trying to get by. At the time, it seemed like every other person on the street was driving a shiny new car and making lots of money. But not Sammy. He had an old Ford, a rundown apartment, and a big family to take care of. However, Samuel never gave up hope. He believed that if he worked hard and invested smart, he would one day have enough money to retire comfortably. And so he started saving everything he could. But it wasn't easy. Every week he had to pay for groceries, electricity, gas, and all the other things he needed to survive. It seemed impossible for him to save any money at all. However, he made a plan. He decided that instead of buying expensive clothes or taking fancy vacations, he would save every dollar and invest it in something that would make him rich. He looked into different investment options, but nothing really caught his eye until one day he read an article about real estate. The article explained how real estate can be a great way to build wealth because, unlike stocks or bonds, it's something tangible. You can actually see and touch it. So Samuel decided to invest his savings in property. He took out a loan and bought a small apartment building in Harlem. It wasn't much to look at, but Samuel saw potential. He fixed it up and rented out the apartments. And although it wasn't much at first, eventually it paid for his taxi payments. From there, Samuel began to grow his portfolio slowly but surely. Over the years, he continued to buy properties in Harlem and other parts of the city. Even though he was working as a cab driver, his real estate investments were steadily growing. People saw him driving around town and thought he was just a regular guy. But they did know that Samuel was actually a shrewd investor with a keen eye for spotting undervalued properties. He knew that investing in real estate could take a long time to pay off, but he was patient. Samuel always said that good things come to those who wait, and his patience paid off big time. As the years went on, Samuel's real estate portfolio grew exponentially. He invested wisely and only bought properties that he believed in. And because of this, his net worth skyrocketed. Before long, Samuel was a multimillionaire, but he kept it a secret from almost everyone around him. For many years, Samuel lived a modest lifestyle. He continued to work as a cab driver and didn't flaunt his wealth. He was a humble man and didn't want to draw attention to himself. Most people assumed that he was just an ordinary cab driver trying to get by. But the truth was far from that. Samuel was actually a successful investor who had built a massive real estate empire. Even his closest friends and family didn't know how much money he had invested. They only saw him driving around town and assumed that he was just an average Joe, but they were wrong. All along, Samuel had been quietly amassing a fortune. By the time he was 60 years old, he owned over 30 rental properties throughout New York City. He had done it all without anyone knowing. It was only when he retired and sold his properties that people realized how much money he had made. When they heard that he had amassed a net worth of over $5 million, they were shocked. No one had ever guessed that Samuel was such a wealthy man. For years, he had been living a simple life and no one had ever known. Samuel's story is an incredible one. It shows that it doesn't matter where you start in life. What matters is how you use your resources. Samuel was able to turn his small savings into a massive fortune simply by being smart with his money. He didn't invest in get-rich-quick schemes or gamble away his money. He stuck to his plan, and eventually it paid off big time. Samuel's story also teaches us that it's important to be patient. Building wealth takes time and discipline, but if you stick to your goals, eventually you will reach your destination. Samuel didn't get discouraged when he didn't see results immediately. He knew that good things come to those who wait, and he was willing to wait. In the end, his patience paid off. Samuel's story is an inspiration to us all. It shows that even if we start out with very little, if we work hard, invest wisely, and are patient, we can achieve our financial goals. It doesn't matter where you start in life. What matters is how you use your resources. Samuel Ortiz is a great example of this. He was a humble cab driver who never let his circumstances define him. Instead, he used his resources wisely and eventually became a multi-millionaire. We can all learn from Samuel's example. No matter where we start in life, if we work hard, invest smart, and are patient, we can achieve our dreams. Samuel's story is a reminder that it doesn't matter where you begin, only where you invest and how much you believe in yourself. If a cab driver can become a multi-millionaire, then so can you. So don't be afraid to take risks, trust in yourself, and never give up on your dreams. Who knows? You may just surprise yourself with what you can achieve. Now, I want to hear from you. What do you think of Samuel's story? Do you know anyone who has achieved financial success through hard work and determination? Share your thoughts in the comments below. And before you go, please don't forget to hit the subscribe button for more inspiring stories and check out these videos here, which are perfect for you. Thanks for watching. Have a great day and see you next time.